What's up, guys? Welcome to Mall Masters. Enjoy the show. So today we're going to be doing a two-part series on a 62 Impala. It's getting an airride technology kit as well as disc brake conversion, front and rear. Hopefully the rear kit works. I haven't really tried to see if that works yet, but we have got the front brake kit partially on the vehicle already, and keep our fingers crossed everything goes good today. The airride technologies kit that we're doing is a 58-64 Impala bolt-in kit. So it takes all the fabrication and skill set out of it. It's just literally a bolt-in application. So right now it's got one line, the brake system has a single line. So it comes down to this T right here, and it went up and into a master cylinder that only had one output. So now we got a booster and a master, so the brakes will be way nicer. And then it's got dual outputs, so we got a rear output, front output. So this has to go down, T, go to the front before it T'd and split to everything. So we've got to switch up quite a bit of stuff to make this all work, but it's all good because it's going to have way nicer brakes in the end. So we've also got a set of more modern style GM calipers going on with the drilled and slotted rotors. We've got, this is the pair of front, and then this is the pair of rears. The rears have an e-brake system on them. I think that looks to be like an Eldorado, Cadillac Eldorado caliper for the back. And then probably a universal rotor of some sort. I'm not quite sure exactly. He brought us all the kit, but it came out of the 64 Impala, so it should go back into this one. Came with all the bag brackets, shock mounts, because the shock stock sits in the middle. Now you put a bag in there. So now the shock has to sit on the outside, right? And then the rear control arm kit is actually all still in the box with all the brackets and all the fittings and yeah, all the hardware and all the stuff that we need to do that. And then it's also fancy, ride height sensors. So that connects to a computer right here that talks to everything by a couple cables and a couple wires run to the front and rear. And then that actually digitally tells you what your height, pressure, everything. It regulates and controls every single bit of it. So it's a pretty cool kit. We're not changing any of it. We're going to use all of it. It's super cool, advanced stuff.
Oh shit. Show it.
Oh shit. That actually just happened in real life. Airbag brackets and cups, and then tell me this is metric. There's no way. And shock mounts.
Okay.
On the front end, and then we're going to put the disc brakes in after. So a bunch of little things all over the place until it gets complete, though, right? Lots of small tasks.
Yeah.
We're doing new hard lines across the whole car, so it'll be a lot safer. Yeah, it's metric, man. That's weird. Okay. The toolbox. Can't put the arm in. All the bushings are gone. This thing's fucked. So I'll just put the bracket in instead, because this arm's mint. It's got good bushings in it. Great shape. And then we gotta put the bracket that goes right here. Gonna drill 2 holes here, 1 hole here for the shock. Put a shock bracket right here, I guess, somewhere. I guess. We'll figure it out.
It's gonna work. Huh?
I hope. So, these 2 bolts back in, that'll line up the other 2 for drilling the holes. Don't make any sense in the 1960s Impala, but let's go. It's what we got, right? Metric, man. Yeah. Who did that to this thing?
Yeah.
Grab a Sharpie. It's like like bipolar on purpose. You're like, yay! Oh no.
That was hilarious.
To relieve stress to listen to heavy metal. So I try and get as heavy as possible. Okay, so I gotta drill that hole right there on that arm. And then it has a shock after. So that's pretty easy for modding.
Oh yeah, pump it.
Those are still good. I'll put those back in.
I'm mad scientist at work.
Where this is supposed to go. And then when it goes up, when you hit the air ride, the shock can get longer still, right?
Right.
So there's some science involved, man. If you do it wrong, it doesn't work, right? I'm sure there's instructions, but I mean, they kind of already make sense in my head, so I'm just going with it.
Okay.
So now I gotta figure out where to put these holes. But I'm gonna do the other side and get it all together too, and then commit to the shocks at the very end.
Right. Mullet.
Adding all the harnesses right now for all the ride sensors. So I can just I'm trying to get as much stuff installed today as humanly possible. So all the wiring, all the layer lines, anything that I can get in the vehicle, hard mounted, and then I can start plumbing everything after. So all these sensors all got to go to something. All the air lines come out of here all got to go to something. So I'm just trying to give everything a home.
Any tips on doing this?
Patience.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's all about cleanliness and like making it as easy as you possibly can to service. So like as many of the things that you can do like this, so it's all super organized for install.
Right.
It's gonna help you when you go to work on anything later, right?
Yeah.
Normally people mount this the other way.
Right.
But like if you have to work on any of this, now you gotta take the back seat out.
That doesn't make sense.
Right? Like, it's not the nicest to look at, but if you install it really clean, it's not horrible to look at, right?
No.
So that's what I'm going to spend a bit of time here doing, is just getting all the wire routing nicely and going to all its locations really clean. And that little step just makes it a little nicer to look at because it's ugly, right? I could make a cover later, so I am going to mount this back a bit and then do maybe a cover. It just goes like that.
Right. Something that's bolted down or whatever.
Or magnets.
Yeah. That'd be.
Like that.
I think magnets would be cool.
Magnets is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make like a little like window in it so they can see some of it.
You know, less is more.
Yeah, fair enough.
Less is more. It's all about it being there, but you're not knowing it's there. So, I don't know. There's certain vehicles you can get gaudy, all chrome and everything, but airride's ugly. We'll just face it. This isn't like a hydraulic system where everything's all chromed out and cool looking, right? So, I'll try my best to make it cleanly, but I'm not gonna go too far on it unless you're doing like hard lines and all sorts of other stuff. This is another one of the weak points in this system, is this socket right here. The wire size isn't very big, so what I like to do is I like to switch this out to like amplifier gauge wire, like a 4 or an 8 gauge wire, from that to the battery at the front.
Right.
The only one that you don't have to do that to is the yellow one. That's like your remote. That's just your signal wire, but this is your power and your ground. The ground doesn't have to be long. The ground can just go right to the chassis. It doesn't have to go all the way to the battery. But the power wire has to get large. You gotta do a large diameter power wire, because it seems to get everything hot and break fuses and stuff a lot. So make it as dependable as you can. That's one of the easy ways to fix a couple things in it. And I get rid of that socket and plug too. I just run it right to the front.
Right. How many lowriders have you built?
On hydraulics or in general?
Like just in general?
Gotta be in the 30s, at least in the 30s to 40s. Hydraulics specifically, I'd probably say 10 or 12.
Right.
For myself, not enough. Never gonna be enough when it comes to my own.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, quite a few, man. Quite a few helping hands in a lot of people's cars. Sure. Corey's Black Cutlass, the one with the white top and white interior. We did 3 sides on the back of the frame, and then attached the rack to the chassis because it was just floating in the trunk before, and then stiffer coil springs, and new lines as well. Off the backing plate here, and then switching it to the bracket for the disc brakes. Oh yeah, switch the socket. The other one was like, ta-da! And this one's like, ha-ha! Man, what's up with this thing, man? Oh, it's ridiculous. There we go. Ta-da! Eventually. So this is the new bracket that holds the disc brakes on. So now this is the caliper bracket here. The rotor slides on just like the old hub assembly, and then you just reuse the arm, the steering. Gives you all the hardware for it. This is a used kit, so everything looks used, but it is in good used shape, so saving the customer a couple bucks, right? Help them out, but yeah, it came off a 6.4 going on to a 6.2, so take it off one, put it on the other, man. It's super easy as far as that goes. You already know it all worked. Came right off an Impala, right? So one of the cool things about Impalas, 58 to 64, they never really change anything underneath. They're all aesthetically different on the top, but on the bottom you can just keep interchanging and swapping parts around. So that's cool because you get 6 years of interchangeable parts to make a car, which makes it easier if you're looking for stuff.
That's kind of a cool thing.
Right?
They should always do that.
On top, it's all different. On top, every year is different. Sometimes they'll share the dash for 2 years. So like I think 63 and 64 have the same dash. Pretty sure. I'm not 90% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like as far as like grill, headlights, bumpers, that all changes every single year. Some of the parts you can put on other ones, like there's a thing that goes, a bumper riser thing that goes on. Lots of guys put those on different year models. And cruiser skirts, guys put cruiser skirts off of every model onto every model. But for the most part, the whole car, like you can't put a 62 fender on a 61 Impala. Body lines aren't the same. So that's kind of cool. They're all their own thing. But yeah, this thing's ready to go back together. Making huge progress on this thing, dude. I'm gonna do the bed mount next. And then we'll have the whole front end finished.
Crazy. That's not even long. Crazy, dude.
See if that wheel fits. Let's do this, right? You know you've got your shit done right because you'll have a big gold ring on your shirt every time you take your shit apart. You can't fucking help it. Every single time you take it. For some reason, you'll get in this spot and you'll go chest first right into this round little thing right here. Happens every time, dude. I swear to God. But, do it. Mint. Right?
Yeah.
Good breaking the pads, man. That's awesome. Lots of clearance. Yeah, I can see light between the caliper and the wheel. That's sweet, man. Drilled and slotted rotors behind that. Super cool.
Yes, sir.
That's a super flex. Especially because you look from this side, you can totally see all the drilled and slotted rotor right here.
Oh, yeah.
You can totally see the drill and slotted rotor. So when this thing's sitting up on the air ride, you'll be able to see all of that. Well, that's the difference between a car on air ride and a car on hydraulics. Is this car, you'll be able to actually drive this car with a little bit of speed to it, right? It'll have a bit of handling. Hydraulics tend to not have any handling because you don't run a shock with it. So there's a lot of bounce to it. It's not very predictable. This you can, I mean, you can run shocks on hydraulics. It's not to say you can't, but we don't usually. You're trying to do lowrider shit with your lowrider, and you're trying to do air ride stuff with your air ride. They're different applications, right? So this is going to be cool. It'll drive real nice with all this stuff. If this had switches, I wouldn't even care about putting disc brakes on it. If it had them, I'd do it. If it didn't have them, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even care. It wouldn't be a make or break thing for me, that's for sure. Oh, the disc brakes wouldn't be a make or break thing for me if I was going the lowrider, but on air ride, I'd probably want to do this for sure. Like I said, the disc brakes aren't going to make you hop any better. And with hydraulics, that's kind of what I'm going for. That's my vibe. So.